back in November of last year, we got the engineering team together and we said, we need to do better. And so we've rebuilt the entire user interface of the phone to be extremely responsive. It starts up instantly, pages load quickly, you can pan and zoom around with no lag. It's a huge development from where we were. And that should be hitting beta in the next couple weeks. So we're demonstrating it at our other booth, and there seems to be a lot of excitement about that. But some of the work we're doing goes beyond just a web browser as well. We look at the state of apps these days, and it reminds us a lot of desktop computers 10 years ago. If you buy an app for your iPad, you can't use it on your Android phone. You know, if you buy an app on your Android tablet, you can't use it on your Windows phone. That feels very strange and restrictive to us. And we look at it and we say, you know, 10 years ago this was the case on PCs, and we fixed it with the web. Things moved from being native applications to living on the web, and that gave users so much more choice. You could access your data and your services from anywhere. And when we look at phones, we say a lot of these apps are already being built using the web. The problem is when you're done building the app, you have to wrap it up in a package to put it in the iOS store. You have to wrap it up in a package, excuse me, I've been talking a lot, to put it on Android. If those apps are already built using HTML5, why don't we just get rid of that middle layer and run those web apps directly on the hardware? So, you know, some people are asking us, are you introducing a new platform? Are you trying to compete with Android and iOS? And we're like, the web's not a new platform. The web's been around for 20 years. And the web is a lot of the source of success for iOS and Android because it's the technology that underpins a lot of the apps that already exist there. What we're saying is that there's going to be a class of user and a class of device where you don't need that middle layer. You know, we had a big announcement on Monday where Telefónica talked about the fact that they're going to build a device built on this open web platform, and they can build a smartphone using web technology for 1/10 the price of an iPhone. It means they can start delivering a high-quality web-based smartphone experience to people who in the past would only have been able to afford feature phones. That's really exciting for us because it brings new web technology to a much larger audience. But it also frees the carriers from having to put their users in one of these single operating system buckets. Web technology is already the interoperable technology platform, and it has been for a decade, right? Lots of vendors are building web browsers and web-based applications, and for the most part, they all interact very well. We're just saying, why lock yourself into a particular platform if you don't need to? You know, it's not I think, what users and consumers want. I don't think it's what app vendors want. So we're showing them that there's another way. And when you walk around Mobile World Congress, you see everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about moving to a web-based platform, getting rid of the segmentation and the fragmentation that's happening right now between the different mobile OSs, and sometimes even within them. You know, you've got incompatibilities from one version of Android to the next. Everybody's talking about it. We're just maybe talking about it a little more loudly because we're Mozilla and we think about the web a lot. The difference is, I mean, Mozilla is a non-profit. We're not in this to sort of control our users or anything. We just want to see the web help technology get better. So we don't want to do it that way. We don't need to control everything top to bottom. We just want to say, look, the web is this amazing force for innovation and expression and creativity. It's been maybe the greatest technological achievement in a very long time. We don't want to control that, we want to distribute that. And so, yes, it's great to see that there's competition in the mobile OS space, but if the web is the technology under it all, maybe we can just go straight there. Well, as I say, I think that the web sells itself. A lot of these app developers are already building using HTML5, but you're right that drawing them together is important. And so another thing that we're announcing at Mobile World Congress is that we're going to run our own open web app store. It'll be an app store just like the iPhone store or the Android store, where you can go and find games and productivity apps and things like that. But these apps will be built using just HTML5. And unlike Apple or Android stores, we don't think we should be the only game in town. We're making all the technology available that runs that store so that you can implement your own. We think it'll be good to have multiple stores, just like in real life there are multiple stores you can buy things from. That's opening for developer submissions this week, and just did. It'll go out for a consumer beta later this year. But yeah, we want to create a market where people can come and discover compelling applications that are built out of the web. Developers want to reach their users, right? Right now, they've got two problems with that. One problem is they have to build several versions of their application, one for each platform. That's annoying, and so a lot of them are moving to HTML5 because it lets them do the work once. The second thing is, right now they have to go through the platform vendor. So if you want to reach users on iOS, you need Apple's permission. You need to get approved to get into their store. Your interactions are mediated through them. Mozilla cannot succeed without its communities. You know, we change the world and we move the web in new directions. We get invited to discussions that we would never get invited to based on the size of our company. If we were a regular for-profit company, how could we possibly compete with Google and Apple and Microsoft? The way we succeed is by having community contributors like you, passionate advocates, telling us where we're doing things wrong, telling us where we're doing things right, telling your friends and family about Firefox. That it's the only way we can succeed. It's the secret power that we have that nobody else does, is the creative force of that community. So thank you.